Need dinner reservations? How about a table for none?
Ooh, that's how a local restaurant says they feel when they prepare tables for guests and then those guests simply don't show up. 10 on your side's Markeshia Jackson has more on the trend being called reservation ghosting. Markeshia.
Yeah, Aisha, you might think someone not showing up for their reservation lightens the load for a restaurant and its staff, but it does the exact opposite, which can all be stopped if you just let them know you're not going to make it.
There's something exciting about going out for a nice dinner, getting dressed up, spending time with family and friends. Sometimes the hardest part can be snagging a table.
After all, reservations at the most popular restaurants in town can be hard to come by, and chefs and owners say there's no reason to make things harder.
When you're going around making all these reservations and then ghosting the ones you don't want to go to, it really is putting a significant impact on everybody else around you.
Reservation ghosting. It's when a person or group makes a reservation at a restaurant, but on the day and time of that reservation, they simply don't show up. It's happening more often than you think.
It's kind of a selfish act on the customer because they're trying to pick and choose because they have the luxury of doing so, whereas 10 to 15 years ago they didn't have that luxury because the reservation platforms didn't exist like they do today.
Reservation platforms like OpenTable, Resi, and Toast tables are what restaurants use. Toast provided us with this statistic. 17% of reservations were canceled in 2024, down from 19% compared to last year, saying no shows are no more. Chef Antonio Caruana would disagree. In a way, it's caused his restaurant, Luce, to come up with a method to combat this.
There's only one way, and that's to monetize their reservations.
This means requiring credit cards to book.
So if 10 people come or are reserved and 5 people show up, the other 5 are going to be charged $25 to 5 times. And that's the only way we can do it to make sense for the losses all the way around the board. Only because of inflation on everything else, we just can't afford to lose them seats this day and age.
He says it's helped things flow better at his restaurants. He has 2 locations, one in Chesapeake and the other in downtown Norfolk, a place other restaurants are having to adapt their business models to.
I don't take call-in orders anymore just for that reason, because people don't come pick up their food.
Alan Young owns Major Philly Cheesesteaks on Granby Street, and he says his business is more walk-in based, but he empathizes with his colleagues.
Reservation ghosting, I'm a little guilty of that, but not with restaurants, just hotels. But yeah, that's a problem because if you make the reservation, you block that side, you push other people away who come in and they might be walking, so you're pushing them away.
Pushing away customers like Frederick, who says he almost never makes a reservation because it can be hard to commit to it.
That is not something that I usually do. I just go with the flow of my day.
It's as simple as saying, I'm not going to make it. It's that quick. So it's actually easier to break the reservation the day before than just ignore it altogether.
24-hour notice is all that's needed to modify. And restaurant staffs are happy to help because this is their passion, taking care of and feeding this community.
If the Eagles win the Super Bowl, the Wednesday after Super Bowl, we're giving out free cheesesteaks from 11 to 3 p.m.
Our teams both here and Luce and Norfolk focus on the hospitality, and we want to make sure when you do make that reservation and come in, you're getting exactly what you reserved for.
Now, if you're interested in dining at either of those restaurants, you can find more information on hours and reservations over on Wavy.com. Markeshia Jackson, 10 on your side.